Today on Carolina Boy. Let's go back to the golden days of farming. Hey YouTube and Farming Simulator fans, this is Carolina Boy coming at you from Farming Simulator 17. Gone back in time to the golden age of farming. I don't know if y'all played this map before, but it is a awesome map. It is a tiny map, and this map actually Winston he remade this map and made a bigger map, and that ocean area you see down at the bottom, he created another island and created a bridge from the castle all the way down to a new island, and we played that for a while. And I'll have to ask him, I can't remember if we did it in 17 or 19, but that was one that Winston 9587 did for a while. But this map, we played this thing forever. This was a great map. So you start out here, you have a tiny little farm shed here. You got a little creek ditch over here. Of course, in 17, you know, the water plains was just simply kind of like a, well, still water. Not much to it. So you have a little, I think this is a pig farm area. And let's see, you have another way to get in here right here. And this is just kind of like a storage area. You have a little tiny courtyard. Now this is made for like 2 to 4 row equipment, so small equipment. But what I like to do is I like to come over here and take up all this grass, just plow it all up right up to the hedgerows and make these fields even bigger. So if you look at the fields are tiny, so they don't cost a lot of money. The only thing is, this map back then in 17, you buy the field and that's about all you can. Everything is kind of like blocked in with hedges and trees and stuff, and back then of course you couldn't take all that out. So literally, I mean, you could plow up to there and have your crops and stuff growing through it, but then the trees would be in the way and you'd have to go and deal with the trees. So a lot of times what I would do is I couldn't stand cutting down the trees, and back then even some of the trees you couldn't cut down. It all depends on the person that made the map. So a lot of times what I would do is I would take the tractor and just kind of draw a straight line right there down the tree line, and kind of like you do on a traditional farm anyway. Most farmers are like that. And if you come back over here to the sheds, you got a second entrance here. Actually, this will be a third, if not fourth entrance. So you have an entrance on this side of the fields. Let's see, there's 2 entrances on this side. There's an entrance that goes to the barn. There's an entrance right there in that distance between the barn and some sheds. So if we come over here, you have another way to come in, and here's where some of your equipment is parked at. You have, I want to say this is for sheep. You have a bridge over here to go into the sheep area. I do believe this is sheep. If I think correctly, because I have actually edited this map as well on different versions that I have, and I think you can come all the way through here. Yep, you can. So you had area in here where you could park equipment at, and this is of course your grain, your chickens, free range. These are free range and chickens. And honestly, yeah, there it is. I couldn't remember where the chickens were. The actual chicken area is right here. And I don't know I have never done the chickens in this, so I don't even know where if you can feed the chickens. Honestly, I don't know. So you got another barn right here, and yes, you can drive through that one. So I always avoided coming through this way because the entrance through this is very narrow, and unless you have some small equipment like a small truck and stuff, it was it could be a little bit challenging. So up here you got some barns, and there is one version out there. I can't remember if this is one that Winston did later on, but we were able to make these doors actually open and close, and I can't remember exactly which version it was that we did that on. And of course, here's your seed and your fertilizer area. Seed and fert. Back then, you actually have you could put stationary seed and fertilizer area, and it would be like right along in here. You'd back it up. Now this has to be small equipment to get in here because it is tiny. That is a very tight area to be backing up and getting your equipment. And I think, yeah, see right here is kind of hard to get into. That's a real tiny opening. So this map can be challenging unless you like to play with the older style, smaller equipment, 2-row stuff, maybe some 4-row stuff. So you start out with you got a tractor, and we'll just drive around and show you. Right here is also the grain station, so you can dump right there, and then you could refill your trailers and stuff right there. And it had a couple challenging areas for large equipment, and of course that's what makes it fun. But over if you head out this way, you have a bridge, and it's a narrow bridge even for 2-row equipment, so you can go across the bridge. Now you see it's not very much water in there, so the water plane needed, in this map, the water plane needed to be raised up a little bit more. And this was the map that was out there available on the PlayStation 4. So you have a grain station right here. So real close to the farm, you have one area that you can take your grain and dump it at. And there is a there's the lake or whatever, the ocean, whatever you want to call it out there. Now, these stumps are the kind of stumps that you place in map. So you can't remove them. And if you're not careful, you will hit them. You will hit them quite often because they have a few of them in here. You have the fences. See, there's another stump. And you can drive through this, yeah. So you have some pretty unique shaped fields. And you know what? I cannot remember. Oh, that's the buy. That's right. See, I couldn't even remember. That's the old buy command. It's been so long since I played this map. No, actually, I do have a saved map. This is a unsaved. Just showing you what it looks like. My saved version, I have redone all the fields to make them bigger by taking up all the free space. And there is a way into this castle. I think you can go around to the side. You have to kind of... There is a way to jump in there. And see, there is a facility over there. Winston, in his map, we really had a lot of fun with his redo. We had a bridge that went out across this area right here. Winston put a long bridge in there. He lives up in Newfoundland, Brunswick, Newfoundland, Canada. So he has some areas up there where he's used to bridges. So right on this side, right here, he put a bridge going out that way, and that's where he had an island. And halfway in the middle of that bridge, we created a boat plane. And I can't remember if it was my idea or if he did it. I can't remember who came up with it, but we had jaws. Yes, we had a shark that would go under the bridge. It would circle the island. It was hilarious. So somewhere out there in internet space is Winston's Island with the shark still circling the island. All right, and what I would do is after I would make the fields bigger, I actually would just simply take the shortcut here since there's no water. I'd take all the big equipment through here. Yeah, I know. Not really very realistic, but hey, it's your game, it's my game. We play our game the way we want to play, right? So there are some additional roads that take you out to different parts of the map. So this one goes over this direction, and to be honest, I can't remember what was even in this direction. Let's see. We are right along in here, so there's the cow. And all of the times I played this map, I never did the cows. Not once. Not ever did I ever play the cows. I might need to play it one time and go ahead and do the cows and the pigs and sheep, do them all, just to have that one time. But pretty much everything I did on farming, I did all the farming. We did grain farming, so we did wheat, corn, and soybean. And we didn't have animals when I was growing up. My dad did way back in the, I guess in the 50s or something like that. Our farmland in North Carolina is over 150 years old, and I don't know how many generations that is. But I actually have made my own farm app in 15 and then in 17, and then I migrated over to 19, and I cannot remember if I ever finally migrated to 22 or not. But this map has a lot of they're not the prettiest buildings. You know, back then they were kind of limited. You know, there was still a lot of people learning how to make things, but still they were pretty neat, you know, for a map back then. So you do have a combine. Let's see. But this map had several of these small bridges. So it could be challenging, and you saw how steep the cliff was there. And yes, you don't want to drive into the water. That would be end of game. So let's go over this way. Yeah, not very fast equipment, is it? All right. And yes, these hedges you can drive through. There were a lot of maps back then. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, can't go that way. Got to go down here and find the entrance exit. There it is. A lot of these maps back then, the map creators, depending on where they got their hedges, actually had a collision on the hedge, so you couldn't even drive through the hedge. And the comments on those maps, a lot of people complained about those hedges that you couldn't drive through. So that was one of those things that we learned early on when Winston and I were making maps. I did a lot of map conversions, and Winston was the man that went to tweak the map. He would get a lot of things working back then. Of course, I learned on my own to fix a lot of things. But even today in Farming Simulator 22, there's still things that I just don't like doing, like the water plane. I could do the water plane back then. That was easy. But now with this new style, a water plane, I don't like it at all. So I haven't done much modding in Farming Simulator 22 since then. Um, I do enjoy playing 22, but these old maps, they still had their own little quirks to them. All right, so there in the distance is the the wood mill. Let's see if we can figure out how to get to it. That's one of those things. I never even mess with the wood either. I'm just simply a grain farmer. So we do have peanuts and tobacco here in North Carolina too. And Winston did have some maps that we did on and off through the years that he added all kinds of crops. When Pleasant Valley came out, that was probably one of the biggest map makers that started having a lot of multi-crop. But even back then, we did have a good selection of European maps that were making a lot of multi-fruit maps. But even back then, it was just, it was one of those things. You either got the map with everything you wanted in it, or you just had to edit it yourself every single time. So you see there is a boat down there, and I believe this map, I can't remember, but I think this map did have a actual moving boat in here somewhere. A boat, what's called a boat plane. Now you see here, this is just like a big barge loaded with grass. Uh-oh, there, get it up. Not a very safe loading, unloading dock here. Whoa, you walk off that edge, you get stuck. So this, of course, is your BGA. And let's see, is there anything else in here? Still haven't found how to get to the wood. Let's see. So I am over here. So the sawmill, you got to go way back over here. And you see, back then the maps were hard to make out, especially a small map like this. The roads, unless you went in there and physically made a different map, and what you would do is you would paint your road, and then you would take the road in the editor and raise it up a couple degrees going up, so it would go directly north. And when you did that, it would create a line where your road is, and then you would take a snapshot of that, and that would be your map overview where you could see the road is. And then you would just go back in your actual map and either go back to an unsaved version, or you would just reset the road back to what it should be. A lot of times all you did was you would do that after the fact when the map was done, and you just wouldn't resave it, the zip file. You only did it to get the screenshot for the map. So let me see, how the heck do you get out of here? Where the heck am I again? I'm right here, so I'm pointing south. There is a general store down there. I don't know if this road takes you around. See, that's the one thing with this map. It's all dirt roads. Alright, let's see. Is this it? Nope. Nope. Where am I going? So I need to turn toward field 16. It's not a very large map. Field wise, I maybe 16, 20 fields. It's very small. But you can it'll take you a little while to memorize everything, to figure out all the quirks and all where all the roads are. See, like right there, you think that was the road, but that was actually a field. And what is this? Sheep. Oh, that's the back of the farm. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm right there. Oh, that's the general store, old mill. Is that the one? Yeah. That's right. The old mill is where, that's the grain station you always go. So the general store. And see, the way everything is in this map with all the trees and everything, it's hard to see the buildings until you actually come around and you get the building in view. See, there's the building. So it made it a real interesting map. Just like, I don't know if y'all remember the old family farm. I think it was called the old family farm map. That was probably my all-time favorite. But I don't think they had that on the PlayStation 4 at all. That was only on the PC version. But the old family farm, that I think was actually my first map. Not quite sure if it was. Daggone it. See? How do you get to the general store over there? Alright, this is where you got to go cross country. Oh, yeah. This field right here is a grass field. I've parked equipment in it before. Forgot that. Yep. Because the farm is, I want to say the farm is in that direction right there. Now this one right here, Winston went and took a different version. We found a new version. And he went and put a brand new version in that was really cool. The entire building, it was a giant building, and all of the silos were inside the building and had all the piping and everything. You can drive in, and it was a yellow building. I don't know, Winston, I'm pretty sure you still have that building. That was probably one of my favorite buildings that you did. So, but this is a nice general old style grain station where you can drive through. And there is your egg sale point. And I'm not sure if that is all of it. Still haven't found the see, there's a grain elevator there in the center. We went to the old docks. We did not make it to the sawmill. The shop is way up north. So you would leave the farm and go straight north, and there was pretty much a straight shot that would take you just a little bit of a curve and take you right straight to the shop. So let's see if we can run up there real quick. I think what we'll do is we'll see if we can. Woo! Wait a minute, can't go that way. We can go this way. There it is. I forgot about the bridge. This is a footbridge to get over to the castle. So let's go cross country. Guess I could have got a faster vehicle here. 23 miles an hour. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're back at the farm. So we're not quite in the center of the map. There's a lot of fields right here close by the farm that you can start buying pretty quick. And there's a couple fields in here that are actually pretty decent size for small equipment. So it's pretty fun. You can get a couple combines in these fields, like some the 2-row, 3-row, whatever, just the real small combines. You can get a pile of them in there working, and it makes it pretty fun. All right, there's something over there. This is the store right in here. That's a grain station there. And I want to say, I think this is actually the store too. Okay, straight up. Nope, I'm at the grain elevator. I made a left-hand turn. Doggone it. Alright, let me see if I can figure out how to get back on the Alright, is it this way? Alright, the spinnery is that direction. So we want to go this direction. Yes. It's easy to get turned around in this map. There are no indicators, no signs. It's all dirt road, and with all the trees and everything, it really does. Yeah, this is right. It's got a little bit of a curve here. Yep. And this is right here. I think there's two ways into it. So you can come in this way. Yep, there's the store. And this is where you could sell them right there. I think if we leave that there and try and sell it. Yep. That's the sell point. And is there anything else on this side? Yeah, the animal. This is your livestock area. Yep. Okay, so pretty much you've seen everything except for the spinnery, and most of y'all know what a spinnery looks like. Hillside Grains. Not quite sure what that barn is, but I think that what that is one of those storage barns where you can actually store like your hay and your dry grass and all stuff like that. And that's one of those things. I never use that either. So there you go. This is the golden age of farming. If you liked the video, go ahead and click like. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try and get some more videos out there. I might even do some playtime on this map. Show you some, get a bunch of old tractors going. See if I can get the old tractors on this one. And just have some fun on this map. This is a great little map if you want to play a old-timey small map. And there is, hold on, there is something else right here. There is one more thing over here. I remember this. You had to go through the swamp. And I want to say there is a field way over here all by itself. Let's see, did I miss a turn already? I think it's a long way out here. This is kind of cool because you're going way up to the corner of one of the map of the island here. Can you see the water? Water's on both sides of you. You come around here, and what was up here? What was up here? Is this the sawmill? Yes. Yep, this is the sawmill. That's right. I remember that now. Yeah, I have been up here. And yep. Let's see how far we can go around this thing. Yep. Mm-hmm. Alright, this is CarolinaBoy from the Golden Age of Farming map in Farming Simulator 17. And we are just finishing up showing you the uh, wood mill, the sawmill. So that is it for now from the Golden Age of Farming map. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like the video. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There will be some more content coming as I go around and play again some old maps here and there. And that's it for now. Y'all have a good day. Hey?